21st century policing is a relentless battle against violence, drugs, robbery and organised crime. And it's our inner city cops who are in the firing line.
Hands on the back of the seats now.
Tonight on Brit Cops Frontline Crime,
Do you want to spit in your face?
we meet the real Sweeney. The hard men of the Met. They tackle robbers, drugs, guns, knives and thieves. And we're with the first line of attack in the war on drugs, West London's drug squad. As dawn breaks over London, an unmarked police car responds to an emergency call. A man is on the loose with a machete.
Oh my God. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, mate. Just put the knife down, mate.
When they get to the scene, it's obvious he's a danger to others and now a danger to himself.
All right, mate, just put it down on the floor.
He's cutting himself with a 10-inch knife. This man's just been taken down by the Met's closest thing to a SWAT team.
FH males detained, all officers safe and well over.
When they get him to the ground, they discover he's got more knives on him. There's 10, including a samurai sword.
Right, come on, down. All right, you all right? You all right, mate? Can you hear me, mate? Can you hear me? Sit like down, please.
FH, can we just get an ambulance, please?
Get him, I'm on your side.
He's bleeding from the mouth.
OK, ambulance coming.
Listen, you know you said you were at hospital. Can you reach...
It's soon discovered that the man has a history of mental health problems.
As we've turned up, there's a gentleman sitting in the middle of the road on a bin, surrounded himself with a barrier of bin bags. He's sitting on a large sword and he's got a dagger which he's trying to cut his arms at. It's clear he's not well, so we've he's been sectioned under the Mental Health Act.
With London seeing over 20 knife crimes a day, any incident involving a blade is a top priority. London. With a population of nearly 8 million people, it's no surprise that more crime happens on these streets than anywhere else in the country. And the frontline defence against this scourge on society, the Hammersmith and Fulham Gun Crime and Robbery Squad.
We've got a crew of dedicated officers and all dedicated in combating street crime. We know the people that are committing these offences. We go out there and get in people's faces, basically, disrupting a criminal activity.
This is the Met Police's elite group of plain-clothed officers who patrol the streets in unmarked vehicles known as Q cars.
People that commit street crime tend to be quite violent.
Move yourself! Move yourself!
We're not afraid to stop these type of people.
These police are on the front line. They deal with gun and knife crime and violence every day. There's no room for mistakes.
Every stop that you do, someone could have a knife on them and possibly want to pull it on you and try and get away rather than risk getting caught.
So when they do conduct a stop and search, they always mean business. Team leader Sergeant Andy Jessup is on a routine patrol in West London, along with partner PC Gary Dolby. Several miles away, there's a second car carrying PC's Joe Walsh and Santo Sorchi.
What a glorious day.
It's a great day.
That's all about to change.
FH for 199, can I have a vehicle check, please?
PC Walsh runs a number plate check on the car in front of them. It's been driving erratically. It turns out the driver is wanted by police.
We've got a young IC1 male driver, single occupancy.
Evidence of tune, we believe that the driver of the vehicle waved a firearm and
This man's wanted for questioning in connection with firearms, an allegation which is not taken lightly.
Yeah, we're currently following a vehicle. It's known to have a firearms CAD attached to it.
FH, can you show FH16 as well, please?
The other Q car responds instantly. Officers Jessup and Dolby are 5 miles away. They put their foot on the gas and the blue light's on. They've got 8 minutes to get there. While they race to the area, PCs Walsh and Sorchi covertly follow the suspect vehicle.
Do you want to call Trojan? Just going to have to wave a firearm around.
Yeah, FH, we're behind that vehicle now.
With backup so far away, they scramble the big guns, the Armed Response Unit. Code name, Trojan.
If he gets out and starts going somewhere or things happen, Chris, we might have to get out and stop him.
The problem is, they're unarmed, but the driver could be.
Right, where is it now, please?
Yeah, it's right onto Peterborough Road. Peterborough Road.
At the Indian Iron Ore, about 2 minutes away from this information.
When there could be a gun involved, all resources are called on. This time it's the police chopper. Codename India 99.
Still no signal.
Yeah, it's still beach drop, left or right.
No indication currently.
Trojan has been called, but they're still vital minutes away. These cops have to make sure they don't lose this suspect in the rush hour traffic.
I don't think he's clocked us.
No.
But for how long, as their backup is still some distance away?
Move!
They're stuck in traffic.
Move!
Yeah, we're all ready to go.
5 miles away, the drug squad are about to raid the home of a suspected drug dealer. With an explosion in the number of people using drugs in the UK, it's Londoners who are most likely to use Class A drugs like heroin and cocaine. And the elite drug squad of Hammersmith and Fulham are on the front line of the battle against these hard drugs.
Should we go around the corner?
With over 20 riot officers called to assist, the police are going in hard.
3 doors on round the corner on the right-hand side.
This suspected drug dealer is in for a shock. Coming up, armed police get their man.
My colleague's going to search your car for any firearms.
The drug squad hit the big time.
We've got a load of coke or heroin ready to go.
And kids with guns. The drug squad are seconds away from a big raid. The element of surprise is key to this kind of operation. It gives the dealers no chance to ditch the drugs.
One male struggle in the front room.
One male detained.
Once inside the property, a man is cuffed.
We've got a warrant to search the address here. Are there any drugs on the premises you want to tell me about? Nothing whatsoever. Okay, thank you. Is there anything else you want to tell me about? A bit of puff. Sorry. By that you mean cannabis. Would you like to point that out to me? Tell me where that is. It's in the bedroom, where?
He's admitted to some cannabis, nothing more. The officers suspect harder drugs are also hidden. Time to send in the dogs.
We've recovered a couple of ounces of, I think it's skunk straight away. But obviously just up to the dog now to make a good search of the premises. Which one, Grey?
These drug sniffer dogs are some of the most highly trained in the country. If there's anything illegal in the building, this dog will find it in minutes. The gun and robbery squad are still tailing a car which was involved in an alleged firearms incident. The driver's unaware he's being followed. This allows the officers to guide in an armed response unit.
We're in Greenhill Road now.
10 minutes have passed since the Trojan was called, and now it's taking over.
We're currently behind the cistern now.
The police helicopter captures the unfolding action from the air. With an arsenal of weapons in the back of the Trojan car, their arrival normally signals the end of a pursuit.
The reason why you've been stopped is that we've got information to suggest that you've waved a firearms at somebody due to your driving.
Oh,
a road rage incident.
Which, following you, mate, doesn't seem something like you wouldn't do because you're a rubbish driver, aren't you?
The suspect hasn't got a gun on him, but he's still arrested for questioning for one of the most serious crimes there is, a firearms offence. Cuffs on, he's taken back to the Nick. A mile away, robbery squad officers Chris Hockenhull and Simon Gardner are in a Q car. They're responding to another report of a gun, this time in the hands of a group of youths. It's clear the youths involved are only kids.
It's all right, don't worry.
The officers soon establish that the weapon is a pellet gun.
Whose is the BB gun then? The little one.
Did you fire it out onto the street or anything?
No, just last lot.
Just been firing between yourself?
Yeah, just last lot.
Where did you get it from?
Some market in Shepherd's Bush.
How much was it?
£5.
It's amazing what people sell them, isn't it?
With the situation under control, PC Gardner makes sure they learn from this experience.
You didn't know that it might be a bit dodgy to play around with a gun in the street. This is still a public area. Just have a bit more common sense, all right? You might end up getting hurt. Anytime you take a gun out of the house, even a plastic one, a bit risky, all right?
And for the gun's owner, he's lucky it's only home to Mum.
Get your mum to come to the door for me.
I told you.
Yeah, someone's phoned up a bit worried because it's not
I knew that would happen.
that dissimilar from real, because it's black. We're going to get rid of the gun, if you don't mind. Take it easy.
This time it was only a toy gun, but these officers know only too well how serious it could have been.
I reckon you could rob someone with that at night, couldn't you? Quite easily.
At the drugs raid, the search continues, and the sniffer dog's having a field day.
Could you be able to do the glass cabinet for me? Just a bit, yeah?
She didn't pay at all?
Well, only in that corner where all that stuff is still.
Stand up, there's another seat outside, it's a bit fresh out there as well.
The dog's job is done. He's found a substantial amount of drugs.
Early indications are that we've actually hit the jackpot at this address. In the front room, there's a small chest of drawers, and it would appear this is where he keeps all of his cutting gear, and there's evidence of cannabis resin in there. When you go into the bedroom, the dog has indicated a big bag containing quite a lot of skunk and 2 slabs of cannabis resin, and also down beside the bed we've got a load of drawers of what appear to be coke or heroin ready to go. So it's all looking very good at the moment.
The cops make even more sinister discoveries inside the house.
As you can see, these are 2 samurai swords that we found inside the address beside the chap's bed, and this is an indication of the sort of people that we're dealing with. As you can see there, it's quite a nasty samurai sword, and this is exactly why we bring the TSG along with us, to make these rapid entries, because we never know what's behind the door.
Undercover cop Paul Jackson is over the moon.
Altogether, a seizure of Class A and Class C drugs inside the premises, a seizure of cash, proceeds and assets of his involvement to the supply of Class A controlled drugs. All in all, it's been an excellent result for our team. It's a good seizure for drugs. Really, really pleased.
Drugs are a massive problem for inner city cops. But this haul, at least, will never hit the streets. Robbery squad officers, PCs Will Pipichet and Michael Payne, are out on patrol looking for trouble. And it's not long before one of them spots some.
You recognise him? Yeah. Jeffrey recognise this chap on the pavement here with the yellow hat. Let's see if we can stop him and have a word.
With the police's zero tolerance on drugs, this squad's MO is to hassle the usual suspects.
Even though you search for drugs, mate, keep your hands out your pockets. Now enough for drugs. I know you carry drugs and deal with drugs. Got anything on you, shouldn't have?
No, man.
Got anything sharp on you?
No, man.
Got nothing sharp, no?
No, man.
What's that then? Cheers.
I drink, bro.
Don't you think you should tell someone you got a crack pipe in your pocket?
No, I ain't got a crack pipe.
What's that then? It's a crack pipe.
This man's lied. He's got a broken bottle in his pocket.
When I say you've got anything sharp on you, and you say no, and I'll put my hand in your pocket, you got a broken crack pipe in you.
No, there's no crack on that, bro.
Yeah, it's the fact it's a broken glass, isn't it?
Broken glass, yeah, I was about to throw it.
My name's check on the stop, ask you road place.
They check to see if the man's got any outstanding warrants.
You're not wanted at the moment.
If I was wanted, you reckon I'll stay here for you? Or do you reckon you'll have to work for your money?
Probably have to work for me money. I'll probably get paid though, won't I?
And this wannabe rapper sees this as an opportunity for some promotion.
666, that I didn't know what for the beast. We have to drop Babylon and make it try to the east. Make them know that.
The chap we just stopped, he's a drug user and a drug dealer. He's been arrested by myself and my colleagues several times. We saw him walking down the road. When he saw us, he instantly started looking away, hands in his pockets, very nervous. So we stopped him. Lovely individual he was.
Half a mile away, and another Q car unit is responding to an alleged mobile phone theft.
Young lad's called his mum, saying that he's been robbed, just round the corner from where we are now.
This is exactly the kind of incident the robbery squad was created to handle. Already, street thefts in the Hammersmith and Fulham borough are down by 33% in the last year.
Officer, please. Hey, take the camera off me, please, man.
Shut up. Be quiet.
The suspect is on the ground, already cuffed, and in possession of the victim's mobile phone. The police want to get to the bottom of it.
Let me explain myself to you. My brother just got robbed over here.
Right.
I asked the little kid, if you think I'm mad, I beg you to call the kid, please, for 1 second. I asked the little kid, do you know, boy, he just got robbed. He goes to me, I don't know, I go to him, can I use your phone for 1 second? He started to shake. I go to him, I'm not going to hurt you, I'm not going to touch you. Then he ran off. I beg you, call him, I swear to God, I'm not lying to you, I'm a very rich guy. I don't care.
I don't care at the moment. At the moment, you're under arrest on suspicion of robbery.
It's the first time in my life this has ever happened to me. You can check that front.
The officers aren't buying his story, so he's thoroughly searched.
What are you running for then? But I just got scared, to be honest with you.
You're scared of what?
You guys.
Well, if your brother's just been robbed, as you say it is, listen to me. Why don't you stop and speak to my colleague rather than running away
Because
from
I knew what I just done was stupid. I knew what I done was stupid.
And what have you just done?
That little kid.
You still got his phone?
That's his phone there. That's his phone there.
Even though the suspect was in possession of the kid's mobile phone, he still won't come clean.
If you ask him, he goes to me, keep the phone. He just ran off.
Why did you turn it off then?
The kid ran off.
Why did you turn the phone off? Where's the SIM card? Where's the SIM card?
I swear to God, I don't know.
Where's the SIM card?
Where did you drop it? Where? Over down there.
Whereabouts?
Before I saw you after. Right now, when you guys saw me, I got scared.
When we first saw you,
Yeah.
Come and show me where you
as you
took
walked
it.
into the estate.
The suspect has ditched the phone's SIM card.
You can show us where you chucked it.
Okay, I don't mind, I'll show you. I dashed it, so.
Whereabouts you fucking chuck it then?
Pardon?
Whereabouts you chuck it?
Running over there.
Got it?
Over there. No, I dashed it from over there.
Here? Over there.
I first saw him on the inside of the estate.
He's run away from us. He's been detained. He's got the phone on him that's been taken in the robbery. He's subsequently been arrested. He has, however, given a very different version of events, which we don't believe 1 second. He claims he's thrown the SIM card out of the phone somewhere around here.
Chris is just speaking with the victim of the robbery. He's confirmed the description with me, which matches the young lad who's been arrested on suspicion of robbery. He's confirmed that he's had his mobile phone stolen by force. He was in fear that he was going to be robbed. And colleagues have seen him. He's made off. He's been duly arrested.
As yet, there's no SIM card and no confession.
If he felt intimidated, it's robbery. You can't just go around taking photos of little kids.
I swear to you, it's nothing like that, though. If you're trying to get...
Look. Bottom line, listen.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, you're under arrest.
Right.
You get interviewed.
Oh, fair enough.
So I don't want to hear any more now.
Okay, listen, I'm not blaming you. But you keep
So
saying I robbed the kid.
I'm not bothered.
What about my brother? What about my cousin?
I'm not bothered now. I'm not bothered. You're going to get interviewed. You're under arrest. You're going to get interviewed. Okay. Sort it out then, alright?
After the break, to catch a thief. Coming down hard on domestic violence.
Mate, subject to be arrested.
And cops make an extraordinary discovery.
It's not even funny, man. It's not even must say anything, but man, we defend.
North Hammersmith, and the officers are still dealing with the suspect of an alleged mobile phone mugging. And now he's trying some flattery.
I like you, man. You're a bit of a good officer, man. The rest are taking the piss. At least you're... Hey? They're taking the piss.
But it won't get him anywhere.
Listen, we're not taking a piss. Everybody gets handcuffs at the moment. It's not like the old days or anything like that, all right? Basically, when he was detained on the floor, I said to him, where's the phone? And he immediately stated that the phone's in his pocket. He's admitted to throwing a SIM card away, even though he said he's just borrowed the phone because his brother's been robbed, which he meant it was cousin, which doesn't make sense. Because the suspect is a juvenile, the police will have to call his parents.
Hey, officer, I beg you for my mum, please. She's going to be worried sick, please.
We'll go and tell your mum.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I beg you just don't do that search thing in my house.
Yeah, but the thing is, you've got to look at it from our point of view. You've just been arrested for robbery, but I'm going to speak to the governor, and if he says he gives me the power to come and search your room, it's fair be it. And it's the same time we can speak to your mum.
I beg you, please don't tell my mum about the cigarettes.
The cigarettes?
Yeah, please don't say
I think she's going to be more worried the fact that you've been arrested for robbery.
Yeah, but I beg you, don't say nothing about the cigarettes, man.
16 years old, and he's more worried at the moment about his parents finding out that he smokes, as opposed to the actual fact that he's been arrested for a robbery.
Back to the station to be booked in.
I've just been to show the victim the mobile phone, and he's confirmed it is his phone and it's the one that he had stolen. There's a special number on the back called an IMEI number, which is unique to that phone.
For the first time, this suspect is lost for words. The robbery squad are responding to a call. There's been a sighting of a man who's been wanted by police for over a month. He skipped bail after being charged with a string of muggings. The likelihood of this man not coming quietly means there's a full show of force. As 4 officers take the front of the property, another 4 head round the back. The suspect was supposed to appear before magistrates weeks ago. He failed to show up in court. There's now a warrant for his arrest. As someone answers the front door,
Hello, police officers.
somebody else tries to leave by the back door. Straight into the arms of waiting officers.
Yeah, the naughty school training. Let's get them over here a bit. You're under arrest on suspicion of robbery. Times 3.
Robbery 4.
Robbery 1.
To add to this man's problems, he's also found to be carrying drugs.
Robbery, please.
A bit of cannabis. You're further arrested as well for in possession of cannabis.
I ain't got no
Stand up. Stand you alright? Stand me back to the wall.
He has an excuse for heading out the back door.
Giving you the chance to add yourself into the police station, we've been telling you.
That's what I was going to do right about
When was that? Is that where you were making your way out to the police station now, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that where you started attacking the officers?
That's why he came running at us.
Yeah? We'll give you a lift, it's alright.
We've had dealings with this male before, so we know that he is violent and that he does run from police and that he will attempt to escape. So myself and Jeffrey went round the back, and sure enough, when the officers knocked on the front of the door, he's come running out of the back. He has got previous for dealing drugs as well. There's other bits of cannabis in there, weighing scales, so it looks like he was doing a bit of drug dealing on the side as well.
Last year, the robbery squad made nearly 1,000 arrests for theft.
Come on.
And the suspects don't always play ball.
Don't put your hand on me. Get your hand off yourself. Go this way. Go get some fucking guy for your grey head, you prick. Why you following me from going to myself? Come on, I'm going. Don't push me. Did I push you? Don't push me. Don't push me. Why are you pushing me for? Why are you pushing me? I'm getting in my fucking cell. Stop pushing me, innit?
Delight's been charged with a number of offences and he'll be kept in custody to be put before the court tomorrow. He's extremely unhappy about being charged and refused to go back in his cell, so he's forcibly put back in his cell. You can see that's the type of person that goes out and robs schoolboys. The robbery squad at Hammersmith have worked very hard trying to find this guy and put him before the court. He managed to evade us for the past month. We had some intelligence yesterday to suggest where he was. We acted upon that intelligence and arrested him.
Morning. Yeah. How you doing, all right?
Police are searching for the man who allegedly did this to his partner in front of his young son. The weapon, his neck chain. The team are also looking for his brother, a known drug dealer. When it comes to domestic violence, the cops don't mess about. They want his neck chain as evidence. The tactical support group never go in lightly and even have medical personnel on standby just in case. For the police, they never know what's behind the door. Within seconds, the officers secure the premises and its occupants.
Side, 2 males, 1 female, 2 kids. Main subject's been arrested.
They've got their man, but can't find the neck chain that it's claimed he used in the alleged assault. But the cops have a lead, so it's on to a second address. Robbery squad officers Andy Jessup and Rich Hargate spot a car full of men being driven erratically.
He stopped a few times.
And there was a truck that
A check on the car flashes up a previous drugs offence.
Stop it here, mate. People are moving in the front.
With 23 years of policing between them, experience has taught these officers that frantic movements in the suspect car means they could be hiding something.
Hands on the back of the seats now.
Yes, on the back of the seat. Do. Hands there.
Keep your hands out your pockets.
PC Jessup bombards the suspect with questions.
You got your drugs on you? Aye. You got any drugs on you? You taking any drugs today? No. No?
A tactic used to catch out the most seasoned liars.
Keep your hands out your pockets. You've been taking drugs, haven't you? Somebody in the car's been taking drugs. For that purpose, we're all going to be searched for drugs. What drugs have you got on you?
Nothing, sir.
Nothing at all. What drugs have you taken?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. Stand away from the fence. Who are all your friends in the car?
With 5 men to deal with, a second Q car has arrived to assist.
You'll be searched for drugs, understand?
No drugs, but they find a plastic bag in the boot containing a number of mobile phones. The driver denies the bag is his. He claims it belongs to his mate.
Nah, another mate was with me because you couldn't hold it in this. Come in the car. You know.
Whoa. Don't talk to me. Your mate? Yeah. What's his surname?
I don't know. I think
you don't know his surname? Don't know his surname. What's his full address in Hounslow?
He knows him as well. He lives in Hounslow. I don't know whereabouts.
Yeah? He knows him as well, does he?
Yeah. The guy that put the bag in the...
Stop talking to him, all right? He's saying you put the bag in there.
It looks a bit suspicious, doesn't it? My mate there is searching the car. He said, whose bag is it? I said to you, whose bag is it? You said, point out the black geezers, and he said, oh no, it's not mine, it's not mine. So that would make us suspicious to what the contents are and why he doesn't want us to believe it's this bag.
All I know is I seen with a bag.
Who have you seen with the bag? Him?
Yeah, him.
Right.
He came with the bag, he left it there, you know what I mean?
Who put it in the boot?
He goes, can I leave the bag in the boot?
Him?
Yeah.
Right, cool. Come and stand over here.
Been arrested on
Listen,
suspicion of
why do you
handling
tell me
stolen goods.
1 second. Did I put it in the car?
You've been
Put your
arrested
hands
on
behind your back.
suspicion of handling stolen
It's
goods.
not even fun in my car. It's not even
You don't have to say anything, but now me defence.
Stay still. Stay still.
Anything
Listen,
you do say, maybe
did I put it in the car?
Stay still. Stay still.
I didn't put it in the car. The other guy put it in the car. Why is
Stop talking.
It's because of him
You're
I'm
under
getting
arrest
arrested.
now. You're under arrest, all right?
Yeah, but why?
It's 20,
All right,
55 hours, right? You're under arrest.
Your bag of goodies.
We'll have to do checks on it and do it back at the nick, I think. Yeah. Smiling eyes and that. It looks like there's a lot of stolen property. There's some mobile phones and some other sort of phone SIM cards. There's some doubt as to where they come from.
More eyebrows are raised when a batch of memory cards are found in the driver's pocket.
Where are they from?
They're for the phones.
2 gig. There, that's what's that, 15 quid each?
And they're the same kind as the ones in the bag.
Where are these from?
I got them off him. From my
Off
phone.
who?
From my phone. Him.
Did you pay for them? Where did he get them? You don't know? I suspect they to be stolen. All right? So at the moment, you're under arrest on suspicion of handling stolen goods. Put your hands behind your back. Cheers. Can you do that, Craig? Cheers. He had these in his pocket. And there's a box full of them.
We believe he's got stolen property on him, i.e. The small little memory cards that go in mobile phones. We found some in the car that link to the other property that was found in the car. That he's got a couple on him, so handling stolen goods at the moment.
They're not mine, officer.
Bear in mind, somebody just told me that you gave them to him.
Swear on my mum's life, I didn't give. What's this?
The police are raiding a second property on their hunt for a neck chain allegedly used in a vicious domestic assault. They already have a suspect in custody, but think that the alleged weapon could be here. With so many warrant officers, there's bound to be a backlog on the stairs. Inside, they find the suspect's brother, a known drug dealer. A quick search and they find what they're looking for, and more.
The large chain link necklace, which was the object of the search. Also see a small quantity of herbal cannabis, small quantity of what we believe to be Class A drugs.
For PC Dan Maund, this raid was about one thing.
Today's operation is also about sending a message to perpetrators of domestic violence across Hammersmith and Fulham, and that is that if you do commit domestic violence offences and then you do not stick to the conditions that are set down on you by the court, then we're going to come and get you.
At Shepherd's Bush Police Station, PC Jackson shows off evidence seized from a recent raid.
We recovered a samurai sword. But you can see, obviously, with the current trend with knife crime and people carrying weapons, that obviously this is the sort of stuff you have to come across on day-to-day raids. Obviously, it's a quite nasty weapon. I mean, it could be ceremonial, but as you can see, it's still making a nasty mess.
A quick tour of the station storeroom reveals what the police are up against.
We'll just show what we've seized over the last, how long, Tony?
This is 3 to 4 months.
Last 3 to 4 months, police have seized these number of weapons. As you can see, a selection of samurai swords. You've got a selection of machetes, hatchets, knives, and other implements that could be used against, you know, victims of crime, members of the public, or even the police.
Still to come, more revelations when the SIM card thieves strip.
Why have you got a phone down your pants?
And a spitting burglar.
Do you want to spit in your face?
No, because you can spit in your face.
Back at Hammersmith police station, it's booking in time for the men arrested for stealing mobile phone accessories. And one of them has a request.
Please try and deal with me quick.
Why?
Because I have to go with my friend's birthday. If you can,
Is it that important, is it, your friend's birthday? I don't believe you. I've been doing this job 10 years.
I need to have fun, there is no other reason.
So it's really vitally important that you get out of custody as soon as possible to visit your friend's birthday.
Not important, I'm begging you, tell me, please.
The only place this man's going is for a strip search.
What have you got?
What have you got? A phone. Why have you got a phone down your pants?
There's no drugs, no nothing, just a phone.
Doesn't look good that you got a phone down your pants, though, does it? Have you had any cannabis down your pants?
I can smell cannabis from somewhere.
You got drugs down your pants?
Drop your shorts.
All the way down.
Whoa.
See, why are you lying to us? What's the point of lying to us?
I want to smoke it, that's why.
Well, you know we're going to find it. You're in a cell, you're going to take all your clothes off. We're going to find it, you idiot. Right, well, you're also under arrest for possession of cannabis.
He had a mobile phone and some cannabis down his pants, where everybody keeps theirs.
That's put paid to him making his friend's birthday bash.
You're not in the Ritz, all right? We'll come and talk to you in a little while.
Now it's his mate's turn.
I'm going to authorise a strict search, and the reason for that is because I'm aware that your friend was in fact found with further believed stolen goods down his pants. Can you take him to cell number 13, please?
No idea. Come on. What number? 13. Pull your arms cheeks apart and bend down. Okay, get yourself dressed, Shannon.
Luckily for him, a cavity search reveals nothing. But he's got some explaining to do about the suspect bag. The robbery squad are on a call for a violent man wanted for a series of burglaries.
We'll go round there with the assistance of the other two cars. He does know he's wanted and he's quite surveillance aware, so we'll park up round the corner just until everybody's ready.
The last time they arrested him, he put up a fight.
He basically knows he's in a lot of trouble and he knows that we're doing a stretch, so he will do anything he can to escape.
This time, 6 officers are involved.
I think it's them 2 flats here, middle, but from the second floor.
As 2 officers stake out the back of the flats, 4 officers tiptoe to the flat door. But there's no answer, and no movement inside. So, on to the next address.
Robbery squad receiving IBS.
Go on, Cap.
As they make their way there, the victim of the burglary has phoned the station for an update.
Have you not been asked to do anything to do with the burglary this evening at all?
Just on that, we're just about to go and make an arrest inquiry.
The young lady's rung up.
Cap, if you just explain, so we are trying to still locate him. We're going to try and nick him in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's all received, thank you.
The robbery unit takes pride in their swift response to serious incidents.
It's going to be here, isn't it?
The address is well known to police for all the wrong reasons.
Well, what's the problem? What's the problem? So what are you rushing going in my house for then? Move that fucking thing from my house, man. Yeah, move it from my house, man.
A result. The suspect is here. Even though he comes quietly, his hosts are not so friendly. Things quickly change when PC Pullen reads the man his rights.
You're under arrest for attempted burglary. Do you not have to burglary? Yeah, attempted burglary. Do you have to say anything? No, still makes your main question something like that. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
Oh, I do.
All right.
Hammersmith custody, tell us if there's room for one for burglary, please.
Not too keen on police, that address. And he's been arrested for burglary. He'll be taken back to Hammersmith, be interviewed in the morning because he's had a beer, and he'll be handed over to the burglary squad in the morning for him to deal with.
This man has no intention of coming quietly.
You're going to have to rough me up, yeah?
Oh,
you're going to either...
Don't muck around, just walk up to the van.
burglar.
You want a burglar?
Burglar.
Yeah. Do you want to spit in your face?
No, because if you spit in your face... Wait, everyone's watching. Are you watching this?
With the risk of spreading diseases, when a suspect threatens to spit in an officer's face, it's serious.
Right,
Tell
listen,
Mum.
listen.
Tell Mum.
Chill out.
When you threaten to spit in a police officer's face, we're not going to take any chances, all right? Okay? Now just calm down. You remain calm.
I ain't
Take
done
you into the
nothing.
van. You threatened to spit in my colleague's face, all right?
Be careful. Right, just go on your knees
Ready,
then.
up you go. Keep your head down. Yeah? Keep it down. My head's down. Keep it down.
An angry mob starts to form.
You guys didn't see it. You didn't see what happened.
Right, when we put you in the van, stay facing the van. Stay facing the van, all right?
That's not doing nothing to me.
Shall we go? Go.
Yeah.
Hey? Shouldn't go around burgling then, should you?
Yeah.
Hey?
Hotel 3, Steve Fox Hotel.
Due to the notoriety of the man, the whole team head back to Hammersmith Nick to book him in.
He's known to be very violent. He is known for firearms as well. That address that he's outside of, there's no way in God's earth you'd be able to just walk in to that address. That's a very, very well-known address in the borough associated with firearms and supply of drugs. He threatens to spit in your face and he threatens to go for you. Generally, he means it and he'll kick off. And what he's trying to do is instigate a conflict so that everyone gets involved.
Back at the station, the suspect is still causing trouble.
If you're not going to cooperate, well, put me in the cells. No, because I don't want that to hang on for now. No, I want to go in the cells. All you need to do now is focus on me. Okay, you and I, we're going to deal with each other now. Can I please go in the cells? Not at the moment. Because I'm hurting, yeah? Either take the cuffs off and I'll cooperate, or put me in the cells. Well, I'll go in the cells and I'll calm down later, yeah? Either take the cuffs off and I'll cooperate, or put me in the cells.
For once, the police listen to the suspect and put him in the cell. But he still wants everyone's attention.
I ain't done nothing. I ain't coming out for an interview. I swear it. Yeah? All right. You arseholes, man. Yeah? Is this what you do? For a living, yeah? Oh, take it.
What do you do for a living?
Eh?
What do you do for a living?
Nothing.
No, well, maybe you should get yourself a job then.
Yeah?
He's not interested in career advice, but he is interested in making threats.
You know I've got plans.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, mate. That's why you go around smashing windows, isn't it?
This suspect has got enough attention for one night. Coming up soon on Brit Cops Frontline Crime, the new police action series exclusive to Bravo. Meet Britain's hardest SWAT teams on the trail of drugs and violence. The real Sweeney comes to London with the tough-talking, no-nonsense coppers from the Met. And Frontline police deal with hardcore crime in Wales. Bravo's cameras capture all the action as these cops catch the criminals. London's Metropolitan Police have a reputation for being among the toughest cops in the country. And the cops in Hammersmith and Fulham are no exception. Their West London patch is a battleground for a war on crime, and they're winning. Their zero-tolerance approach
Any more playing up and you're going straight back on the floor.
has left drug dealers, robbers, and street gangs with nowhere to hide.
We're here to protect the public, and that's why they're all out there actively, competitively
hunting criminals.
This lot over here all need nicking for a freight.
Foxtrot Tail 315, male detained.
Tonight on BritCop's Zero Tolerance, drug dealers get rudely awakened. A shoplifter feels the full force of the law. And street dealers get pounced on.
That's a deal if I ever saw one.
Stop there.
It's 6 a.m. on a back street in West London. The Metropolitan Police Territorial Support Group and the Hammersmith and Fulham Drug Squad are teaming up to raid a suspected drug dealer while he's sleeping.
As soon as we identify a crack house, we will put every resource in to target those premises. We will get them out. Guys that are behind the door are often high on drugs, unpredictable, volatile, so we need to go equipped.
Inside, the team find the suspect and his girlfriend taken completely by surprise.
Everyone will be spoken to individually by the officers that can conduct the search. Do you understand?
The search team quickly find a stash of drugs, exactly what they were looking for. And just behind the front door, they find a baseball bat and a 12-inch knife.
James, what's the space outside, please, mate? Switch on upstairs!
These potential weapons are taken away by the police. They are all evidence.
We had information that the guy had access to weapons. We overpowered him. He didn't have a chance to respond. Had we not got in there quickly, he could have responded by arming himself with one of those weapons.
For the drug squad and its skipper, DS Simon Rogers, it's a result.
Cursory search of the flat led to the recovery of Class A drugs, digital weighing scales, a smaller quantity of cash, and some items that we've linked into a burglary already. He was in there with his girlfriend. They've both been arrested on suspicion of being involved in the supply of Class A drugs and handling stolen goods.
This suspected drug dealer is taken back to the police station for questioning.
Drug dealers on this borough are a massive problem. They're absolute scum, to be quite honest.
Sure, what we've got in here is we've got two crack pipes. These mini spirits bottles they use for smoking crack. And we've got two spoons, one of them which I'll show you has got residue on it.
Drugs raids like this are the high-impact end of the drug squad's work. Hammersmith and Fulham Borough have one of the most active drug squads in the Met.
They're constantly out, closing down crack houses, raiding drug dealers. We know from long experience that people who use crack cocaine, heroin and crystal meths need to commit crime and victimise people to pay for that. So one of our main efforts here is to make sure we take out the drug dealers who deal in crack and heroin. That's why this borough, we believe, closes more crack houses than any other borough in the United Kingdom.
The drug squad are just one of the high-caliber units at Borough Commander Hurley's disposal. These units are made up of some of the toughest police officers in Britain, and they have to be, because Hammersmith and Fulham is one of the most challenging boroughs to police. Densely populated and hugely diverse, in this area immense wealth sits alongside unemployment, poverty, drug addiction and all the crime that goes with it. The Robbery Squad are another of West London's elite crime-fighting units. They're plainclothes officers who use unmarked cars and they're regarded as the hard men of the Met.
Working on Street Robbery Squad is not the work of shrinking violence. It needs robust, positive police officers who've both got physical and moral courage. It's hard and it can be uncompromising. Indeed, we are uncompromising and there can be some violence involved in what they do. Frankly, they do what the public want. They get stuck in. When all said and done, they're here to protect the public from the very worst that one finds out there.
And the full force of the law doesn't end there. On the front line are the rapid response units. Uniformed and in marked cars, they are known simply as Team.
Responding to these calls, quite often their adrenaline will be pumping, they'll be thinking, what are we going into? There'll be colleagues calling for help. So when they arrive, they are already fairly charged up sometimes to deal with these incidents. The fact is, if you're dealing with a violent person in the street, you need to be robust and you need to be positive and use force on them sometimes, because actually you're not paid as a cop to be hurt. You're paid to come home in one piece and paid to remain in a fit state to go on and rescue the next member of the public.
PC's Martin Warnes and Vicky Pilling in Rapid Response Unit Foxtrot 2 are on the hunt for a gang of men allegedly seen taking part in a street fight. According to witnesses, they fled the scene in a car, sped past one police unit and are now on the run.
It looks as though there's been a fight and a vehicle's made off from it.
This car has allegedly failed to stop for police, and now news is coming over the radio that the occupants may be armed.
Having spoken to other officers at the scene of the fight and having spoken to some of the other people there, this guy has got a knife, or I believe the people in the car may have a knife.
PC Warnes knows where the car was last seen and the direction it was travelling. The plan is to head it off.
Right, Hammersmith Road to Brook Green.
In the traffic up ahead, the car is coming straight towards them. PC Warnes turns off the siren. He doesn't want to scare them into running again.
It's an Audi Q7. Let's just flip the lights on. It's just there. It's there.
Yeah.
Warnes pulls over. He takes his seatbelt off so he's ready for action.
FH Foxtrot 2.
The suspect car is heading straight towards him.
Shepherd's Bush Road.
Coming up, it's zero tolerance in the war against drugs, with the robbery squad taking on street dealers.
Yeah, Section 23 Misuse of Drugs Act. Yeah, certainly.
Specialist drugs dogs sniff out users.
Okay, no problem.
And PC Warnes springs into action.
On the floor! On the floor!
PC's Warnes and Pilling have spotted the Audi Q7 allegedly seen fleeing from the scene of a fight. It's stuck in heavy traffic edging towards them. The officers are waiting quietly on the opposite side of the road.
FH Foxtrot 2. Shepherd's Bush Road, we've got a black Q7 coming towards us, and we just have another unit towards till we identify it.
The occupants are potentially armed, so PC Warnes is going to have to carry out a surprise attack. These cops need backup now. A situation where police were outnumbered is now completely under control. Now PC Warnes needs to make sense of what's happened and find out if the occupants of the car do have weapons on them. With all the suspects restrained, a thorough search of the vehicle can now begin. The search of the car immediately turns up possible evidence.
We've searched it. We found these planks of wood that have been inside the vehicle. Obviously, one of the persons as well been searched, and this piece of glass was found in his pocket. The gentleman for this has been arrested for off-web, and we're just establishing now with the victim whether these planks of wood have been used, and then we'll take it from there. But we're just waiting for officers to get back to us on that.
Fights and violent assaults involving weapons are a growing problem on the streets of London. Knife crime is at the top of the agenda for Hammersmith and Fulham Borough, but on these inner-city streets, police see every type of crime imaginable.
You get the full range of offences here, from street robberies through burglaries to murders to sexual offences. The good thing is here, year on year, we've seen a real huge reduction in burglary, street robbery, assaults, motor vehicle crime and so on, partly because we've got a very positive and, dare I say, robust approach to how we go after the offenders. Our main emphasis here is actually to put the fear on the criminals. So we employ several plainclothes teams of people here, got a big plainclothes robbery squad, 30 strong, they all work in plainclothes, in scruffy gear, big burglary squad, big motor vehicle crime squad, big drug squad, and their job is literally to go out, persecute, pick on, catch the criminals and put them in prison for as long as we possibly can.
And Detective Chief Superintendent Hurley likes to lead his force from the front.
I'll go out on the street 3 or 4 times a week. I'd like to say I do it because it's good for leadership. Actually, I go out because I like arresting people. There's no greater buzz than putting handcuffs on someone who needs them on them and they don't like it because they're a baddie.
The robbery squad are in the front line in the war on crime. PCs Ford and Gardner are out patrolling the streets of Hammersmith and Fulham. They spot a man they think is behaving suspiciously.
There he is, he's walked down there. Yeah, we're going to turn this fellow over.
Still waiting for my bus.
You're not waiting for your bus, though, are you? Because you've started off up there.
Started up there.
Round the corner.
Yeah.
You've walked down here. Okay, you've been hanging around this area for over half an hour.
Right.
Whenever we see them on the street, if there's grounds to do so, obviously, we make sure we get our hands in their pockets, turn them over. And the reason we're doing that is to make it very difficult for them to have any weapons on them, have any contraband on them they shouldn't have, and just make it very difficult for them to carry out their criminal activities, because you don't want these people to have an easy ride. If they're going to be out there committing crimes, part of our job is to make it as hard as possible for them to do that.
Tell me now if you've got any cannabis on you.
I've not got no cannabis.
Okay, keep your hands away from your pockets, I'm going to search you.
All I've got is some money when I'm told to cash out. Yeah, I know your money.
Keep your hands out of your pockets. Sorry?
Easy. Jesus.
Hold on to that, will you? Do you know exactly how much?
Yeah, because I cashed it out from the post office.
Where did you, have you got a receipt?
Yeah, it's in my pocket.
Where's your receipt? Get your receipt.
Right, get your hands up, mate. Hands up.
Go on, get your receipt out. Get your receipt out.
Yeah, if you let me have a chance.
Get your receipt out then, go on.
both times.
PC Ford checks around the corner to search for discarded drugs.
Thought we might have dropped it because he'd seen us. He'd had quite a long time to get rid of it because it took forever to turn round, what have you. But he's definitely dealing, definitely. Right, mate. I know exactly what you've been up to. You're dealing, mate.
Dealing?
Yeah. Where'd you get that money from?
It's my mum's money.
Your mum's money? Where's your receipt?
The receipt, I lost it. I got it from the post office.
Listen, mate. You're lying to me. I know you're lying to me, but that's fine. Listen, mate, that's fine, because I can't prove anything. But I'll tell you what I do know. I know your face, and I'm going to be looking out for you now. Every single day, when I see you up here, I know exactly what you're doing. All right?
When I get accused of things, I
don't act all indignant. Don't act all indignant and upset that I've taken the jam out of your donut, because I know for a fact what you were doing. I know you were doing it, mate, okay? And it's no problem, okay? Because I'm around here all the time. Huh? I'm around here all the time. And I'm sure you'll be around here all the time. I'm sure professionally we're going to come into contact.
You're going to arrest me for something I haven't done.
We don't arrest people for stuff they haven't done, mate. Only arrest people for stuff they have done. All right? Right. Have a nice day. We will be looking out for you, mate.
The robbery squad searches are all part of the war the police are waging on all fronts against illegal drug use. This zero-tolerance approach can be seen all over this borough. Today, police are using specially trained sniffer dogs to bust drug users at tube stations.
We've got 2 passage drug stops with us. You can see we've got one working here, it's called Henry, and he's trained to indicate on people if he gets the scent of drugs or illegal substances on the person. So he will scan the area around the person, and if he detects the smell of either an A, B or C class drug, he will indicate to his handler, who will then take hold of the person and they'll be taken away and searched by one of the local officers.
No, they just come past the dog, he won't hurt you, he's very friendly. Thank you very much. Thank you. Fine, mate, just come past the dog for us. That's great, thank you very much. Oh, I'm fine, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We get all sorts of reactions. We get people who are scared of dogs, and obviously over the years you get to learn what different reactions are. We also get people who see the dog and they will do an abnormal reaction to what they see in front of them, whereby they might turn around, they might try and walk past the dog or avoid the dog. In that case, we have plainclothes officers who will take that person, take control of them, and they will take them away for a search as well.
The old skinhead bloke there just did a rob.
This is a staff representative. Can you please contact social
Drugs dog, he's indicating you've got some drugs on you. Yeah, and you tried to avoid me as well.
You got any drugs on you, mate?
Drugs. Hash, cannabis.
Can I speak to these colleagues here? They're going to search you, okay?
I don't understand.
Okay, well, they'll explain it to you. Don't worry, it's no problem. Just go with these colleagues. Keep your hands where we can see them and you'll be okay. Okay, well, they'll explain it all to you then. They're very good. He's claiming that he doesn't understand, doesn't speak English, although probably when he's searched we will realise he does understand what's going on. But whatever, it'll be explained to him what's happening and he's going to be searched, and I would imagine he probably has got something on him, but we'll find out in due course. Okay. Stop there for a drug stop. Do you have any drugs on yourself?
Yeah, I do actually.
Okay, just keep your hands up. What have you got on you? No. Okay, no problem.
Had a bit on the other end? No.
The dog says you have, so you haven't worked well. So,
just keep your hands where we can see him, all right, mate? Just go with my colleagues here.
Yeah, thank you.
Drug searches like this at tube and train stations are proving a great success. It's a high-profile warning to the public that the police are cracking down on drugs. Having released the suspected dealer, PC Ford of the robbery squad is disappointed not to have made an arrest.
That, through my experience, is the behaviour that drug dealers often, use. So I searched it under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act, and we found the money. That's a deal if I ever saw one.
Ford has suddenly spotted a suspicious exchange between a man on a bicycle and a younger man on foot.
Police, get off.
While PC Ford searches the cyclist, his partner, PC Gardner, has the suspected dealer in cuffs within seconds.
As we drove past, nothing was adding up at all about what was happening. There was this very, very young black guy, and then there was this very, very old, wizened white guy who just looked. You get a feeling for who takes drugs and who doesn't take drugs. And he had the heroin addict thinness. It just didn't look right. They didn't look like they were mates. And something was seen to pass between them. And I knew what it was straight away, and so did my colleague.
PC Ford tries to prise information out of the cyclist.
You're not going to get in trouble. All I want to know is he a dealer?
I'm new to this place, all right? I don't know this ground. I want to know it. I want to know the scumbags. Anytime you want to let me know who one of them is, so I can maybe put a job together on one of them. One of the ones that's maybe over in the past. Ever want to have a chat with me, come and see me, all right? I'll be about. All right, mate? Just ask, because quite often addicts are the people who hate drug dealers the most. To settle a score maybe, or there might be some issue that he's having with a drug dealer, they may want to tell us something.
After his chat with the cyclist, Ford lets him go.
Classic drug dealing.
I'll tell you what, you dealers, mate. I know exactly what you've been doing. We know exactly what you've been doing.
I'll tell you the truth, boss.
Don't tell me, because you're just going to lie to me. And I don't want to be lied to, so just be quiet.
But PC Gardner is convinced he saw the suspect throw something to the ground, and he won't give up until he's searched the area thoroughly. If they can just find one wrap of drugs, they'll be able to make an arrest.
That's our drugs. When we stopped him there, he's come and run round here, and he's then running through us. He's basically seemed to drop something. I don't know what it was at the time. He should recover these 3 wraps. It's quite clearly Class A drugs.
With possible drugs found, it's bad luck for this suspected dealer that the robbery squad happened to be passing.
I believe you dropped something, okay? Listen, can I get you caught, okay? You're under arrest. Suspicion of possession of Class A drugs with intent to supply, okay? I believe this is drugs. I believe what we saw just then was you dealing in drugs. I'm pretty sure I saw you drop them when we came around the front of that car. Listen. Hey, it doesn't change anything. You're still under arrest, okay? You don't have to say anything. That may harm your defence if you do not mention, when questioned, something which later on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. But okay, if you agree with it, do you understand that? You don't often see a young 17-year-old black lad with a tall, crackhead white bloke in his mid-40s on a bike exchanging something in the middle of the street. You know? Something about it just doesn't look right.
At Shepherd's Bush Station, the sniffer dog team are adding up the day's takings.
2 and 1 positive.
2 searches, 1 positive.
We had 5 searches, 3 positive.
I think it was fairly successful. We've been here for probably, 3 hours, and I think they've done 45 searches and had 10 warnings given out at the moment. I think they've still got a few more to find and add on. So all in all, I think it's been quite a successful day, and everyone's seen us here, so hopefully the criminals will know that we've been here, and it might deter them from coming again, hopefully.
Back at the station, PC's Ford and Gardner wait to book the suspected dealer in.
The ones wrapped up in white will probably be crack cocaine. You can tell that because the buyers will come up and go, I'll have 1 white and 1 brown, okay? And so the white is normally wrapped in white, and it's an irregular shape as well. You see the irregular shape? Because it's baked, you see. Crack cocaine is baked into sort of blocks and they chip off bits. And then the heroin is just sort of not like that, and that's why it's slightly rounder and wrapped in a different colour. So that's what we think. Can't prove it until we send it to the lab, though. And that's all the money we found on him that he apparently got for selling cars. I mean, washing cars. I do apologise. Washing cars. Washed a few cars, I think. Washed a few cars.
Coming up, the drug squad move in for the kill.
It's a stop.
Failed to stop, but failed to escape. And a suspected shoplifter sees red.
You stinking nonsense!
It's a big day for the drug squad. They're in a briefing for a surveillance operation on an address they believe is linked to the supply and packaging of Class A drugs.
The intent of the operation is obviously to arrest the subjects, identify and disrupt this organisation, because we think if we take any of these dealers out, it's going to have a massive effect on the borough.
Our aims day in, day out are to get to the main dealers, absolutely. Not always easy, depends on the quality of the information and the intelligence that we receive.
Get financial assets which hurts these people. If we can do that, fantastic. Recover Class A drugs, recover financial assets, and obviously look at where all the drugs are coming from, what the sources of drugs are coming from. Yes,
the gathering of intelligence is key to the drug squad's operation.
The way they'll operate is by a number of methods. Firstly, if we get information or intelligence in from the public, we'll develop that. We'll do surveillance on the addresses, surveillances on the drug dealers. Or alternatively, we have criminal informants, and these are really good for us because they are actually amongst the criminal fraternity, and they will tell us exactly where drugs are to be found and what's going on. We'll work with what the informants tell us, always with the intent of catching people dealing Class A drugs, with the ultimate goal to providing the evidence to send them to prison for as long as possible.
It's possible for other intelligence, other drug dealers to go to the addresses. If another person goes with a package or a bag to the address, we identify a vehicle they've taken, then we'll do intelligence checks, and if we believe it's worth taking the vehicle out, we'll take that vehicle out.
The careful planning of the drug squad is far from the task of the borough's rapid response units. They have to deal with whatever is thrown at them day or night. PC's Matthew Tarrant and Stuart Varnham are on their way to assist with a car that has failed to stop. The occupants have now fled on foot and the police are giving chase.
Vehicle failed to stop the police. It's been it's either stopped or been crashed, and the occupants have decamped. Officers chasing them forward.
The occupants of the car have legged it over a nearby garden wall.
They can see go in, but they saw him go down to the side of this house.
Suddenly, one of the suspects is spotted.
Where's he going?
Got male suspect, back garden.
Do you want the dog down?
Despite being told to stop, the man continues to run. At the surveillance operation, the mood is quieter. The long wait begins, but gathering intelligence is key to breaking down the illegal drugs network.
Yeah, at the moment we're in the Shepherd's Bush area. We've got covert observations on a flat not a million miles from where we're sitting. We're hoping that our targets are going to turn up in a vehicle and go into the address with drugs concealed in a rucksack. Plan is, if that does happen, when the subject comes onto the plot, gets out of his vehicle, goes into the address, we're going to stop him away from the address as he leaves and hopefully catch him in possession of Class A drugs.
Still in hot pursuit of the man running through back gardens, PC Tarrant races round the block to try to cut him off.
Yeah, it's between Cloverdale Road and Lime Grove, on the walls there.
Plainclothes officers are now also in pursuit. Word comes through that one of the men has been caught.
Junction word.
So whether we've still got one outstanding, please.
There is still one man on the run.
I see one male, short, dark.
PC Tarrant races to assist in the arrest. An officer on a bike has grabbed the first man as he jumped from the gardens back into the street.
No, I ain't. I ain't. No, sir, it's too light. Mind my leg, because I'm fucking hurt. Alright, mate, stand still, please.
It appears he's injured his leg in the chase.
Until we've ascertained what's going on, he's detained. Okay, basically that means it gives us the powers to search him, ascertain what he may have drugs on him, he may have something else, he just may have been involved in something that he could be wanted for. So we need to ascertain his details and possibly put him on a live scan machine, which basically checks his fingerprints.
Unfortunately, it looks like his mate has escaped.
You'd have to camp from a car for no reason. It could be involved in anything. It could be burglars, it could be drug dealers. Hopefully, open the boot and find a couple of keys of cocaine or something like that. So we'll find out when we get to the car.
The surveillance team have now been observing the suspected drug dealer's flat for over 4 hours.
There haven't been any sightings of our subjects, which is a bit unfortunate. We think there's somebody in though, so we're going to give it another couple of hours to see if any of our subjects turn up. Sometimes these jobs come off and sometimes they don't. The intelligence is particularly good on this job, which is why I'm keen to run with it, to be honest. The sort of people that we're interested in are major players in the sort of work that we do.
But as night falls, there are suddenly signs of activity at the property.
Male IC1, jump from that car and into the address.
A car, unknown to the police, has turned up. This could be a deal or a delivery going down.
Bob, have we got a make or model or partial or colour other? Can you confirm if the person was carrying or not? We're interested in the sort of people that are visiting this address, because the intelligence is that the people that go there are having their drugs prepared for them on behalf of the guy that lives there. So I'm quite keen to get this vehicle stopped, and hopefully, fingers crossed, he might be in possession of drugs, which would be really good.
A woman pushing a buggy has also turned up.
I see one female out of the address pushing a buggy.
They decide they're going to follow the car when it leaves and stop it. In nearly half of all violent incidents recorded in the UK, the victims believe their aggressors to be under the influence of alcohol. And Hammersmith and Fulham has its fair share of alcohol-related crime. The Rapid Response Unit with PC's James Franklin and Martin Warnes is in for a busy night.
They've called for a van on the hurry up to a prisoner they've arrested, a Tesco Express.
A drunk and hungry shoplifter has helped himself to a sandwich and started eating it in the shop. When challenged by a member of staff, he lashed out.
You nog's case, you stinking nog's case.
Paramedics are already on the scene. He's covered in blood, aggressive and spitting at officers.
Oh, he's been arrested for shoplifting. Basically, he's been kicking off, kicking out, trying to fight us. I don't know how the injury's been incurred. Looks like what we're going to do, we're going to take him to hospital and get him seen.
Leg restraints have to be used for everyone's safety.
Get him under.
Yeah.
All right, I'll put my hands up for eating a bit of chicken because I'm thinking about nothing to eat.
There you go.
I'm homeless. No, I'm homeless. I've been there for many and many years. Who the fuck are you? Jumping, punching my head in and you're fucking laughing because I've asked for a solicitor. Fuck you.
The leg restraints that we put on him just ensure that he can't kick out, keeps his legs restrained together and makes him more controllable.
I don't want you spitting at me, so put your head down. I'm not having you spitting at me, so put your head down.
Officers decide to take him to hospital for attention before bucking him in at the station. But it's not an easy task to get him in the ambulance.
He's handcuffed, and as you can see, he's still being very verbally abusive to us and threatening, and actually racially abusive to the staff.
The surveillance team are now on the move. They're looking to stop the vehicle that has left the address they've been watching.
Sorry, it's behind that one. It's got big fog lights on, Jack. I can see it.
There's one behind the one.
They believe that the car may contain drugs and they instruct one of their support vehicles to make a stop.
Chris is with me.
Good. Can you put a stop in?
Yeah, let's do it now.
Yeah, can you put a stop in TSG, please? And it's a stop.
The support team believe one of the occupants could be a drug dealer.
I'm just going to move a bit because he might play up.
After a thorough search, no illegal substances are found. But the drug squad used the opportunity to gather details of the driver and passenger, adding to useful intelligence. The support team let the suspects go without giving them any indication that the drug squad were behind the whole thing. The intelligence gathered today has given DS Rogers more information to get a warrant to kick the door down. But with dangerous dealers, it has to be planned properly and will have to wait for another day.
Back at the office, debrief.
On the way to the hospital, the drunk shoplifter's verbal outburst goes on.
Well, basically what we're doing is we're following the ambulance down to hospital. I understand that the man is still being very aggressive and threatening towards the officers in the rear of the ambulance.
I don't want to talk to old wanker like you. You're wanker.
Picked up on the radio mic of the arresting officer, the abuse turns to violence once again.
I want to talk to a top. Will you shut your mouth, you ginger-headed top of wanker? Come on. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? You ain't knowing.
Tell me something I haven't heard. Give me a blanket. I'm also arresting you for assault police. You don't have to say anything, but my army offence, if you don't mention any questions, something which you're not relying on.
This time the police officers have had enough. He's now been arrested for the second time.
Now that the gentleman has assaulted one of the police officers in the back of the ambulance, which is probably why they stopped back on Shepherd's Bush Green there. We've got blue lights going on the ambulance, so we're going to follow them through.
More reinforcements wait at the hospital, and he's still shouting abuse.
Kicking off in the back of the ambulance, spitting at police, kicking off towards us. Further arrested for assault on police in the back of the ambulance.
I'm a homeless man. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm drunk.
And even the A&E staff nurse comes under verbal attack.
Fuck you. I live in the park. Oh, fuck you. Kiss my ass, you stunning dead.
Not surprisingly, it's a very short visit to A&E.
The hospital have offered to treat him and he's refused treatment. And he started abusing the hospital staff and spitting at them, so the only place for him now is in a police cell until he's sobered up.
We'll just slide him in. We just hang around at the hospital. The hospital consultant's going to write a letter that he's examined his wound and the reasons why he didn't want him in his A&E department.
Coming up, the surveillance is over, the door's going in. Armed with enough intelligence, the cops can now take direct action. The drug squad have had the council flat under surveillance for some time. Now they're going to take a look inside. With backup from the Territorial Support Group, the Hammersmith and Fulham drug squad routinely carry out raids like this. It's all part of their relentless campaign against dealers and suppliers. They go in mob-handed. They never know what they're going to find behind the door. There's always a risk.
I've got 19 years service, and every time I get a kick when I go through a door. The adrenaline rush. It's difficult to explain, but it still happens now. I suppose it's the unpredictability of what's going to be behind the door, because you never know. You can do all the planning and research and preparation, but you don't really know what's going to happen.
It's noon in a normally quiet back street. Fully kitted up, they're going to serve a drugs warrant, and their hopes are high for a significant find. Upstairs, they find the suspect together with a very shocked woman and baby.
Clear downstairs. Downstairs, clear!
Right, everyone else, drop back. If we're happy and the ground floor's been cleared.
Yeah.
Right, excellent.
We've done all rooms and the understairs covered.
Lovely job.
The suspect had the balcony covered with CCTV cameras, but DS Rogers went ahead of the raid and covered up the camera lenses.
Really pleased with the entry. The TSG officers were fully kitted up in public order kit in the back of an unmarked van which we turned up in. The reason for that being so that they didn't know that we were coming. I've led the guys up. We've come along to this first floor balcony here. The guys have been held over in that corner there just while I isolated that security camera there. Because that camera was focused on the front door of this address. And as you can see, just outside of this address as well, is another surveillance camera which is rigged up to a monitor inside the address. The TSG guys have gone in, and he's indicated straight away to some cocaine that's already in the address. early stages at the moment, but obviously we're going to conduct a thorough search of the ground floor and the upstairs because it's split over 2 floors. And he's also kindly given me the keys to his lockup, which is down there on the ground floor, and there's cars in there as well. So it'll be slow time now, and we'll search both the garage and the address.
We've obviously just taken the address out. We found a screen inside the living room that's divided up into 4, which includes one of these cameras that takes straight along to protect what appears to protect the front of his address. So obviously quite a switched on fella.
Within minutes, Class A drugs have been found.
When we spoke to the occupier inside, straight away he indicated to some cocaine that was downstairs in the kitchen on top of the fridge. We've recovered that. That's now seized and packaged. Just visually, it looks like about 10 grams worth of crack cocaine, which is quite a result for us.
There you go, Simon.
In the cupboard under the stairs, they hit the jackpot.
It's a hydraulic press, which is all connected and ready to go. You've got the levers there that are going to cause this bit to go down and press onto this bottom plate. So the drugs will be in a bag, and they'll put it in there, apply the pressure, and it will kind of like make it into a small lump in the bag. And if you look closely on here, you can see the traces of white powder, which we're saying is cocaine. So this is why I want this forensicated, to show that he's using this to prepare the drugs.
The months of painstaking work have paid off. The suspect is led away facing very serious charges. A link in the chain of supply of illegal drugs could just have been broken.
These are just a few of the exhibits that we've recovered during the search at the address here. As you can see there, you've got a glass tile with traces of white powder on, which we say he uses to cut the Class A drugs up. And resting on top of that glass plate or glass mirror was a sharp blade, which you can see is in there with traces of white powder, and we say that he uses that to cut up the drugs.
And at the end of a long operation, it's left to the drugs dog to finish the job. Coming up on Britcop's Zero Tolerance of the series. On patrol with the Met Police, some of the most elite crime-fighting squads in the country. We're with the robbery unit as they take on thieves.
I told you, mate, what's happening. He's now going to go to Fulham Police Station.
And gangs.
Do you know who wears those colours?
We follow the rapid response teams as they put their lives on the line. And take on violent criminals. And we're out with West London's drug squad as they take down the dealers. Our cameras capture all the action as these cops capture the criminals. These are the fastest cops in Britain, responding to 999 calls at up to 150 miles an hour, hunting fugitives, tackling drunks,
I'm not fucking drunk!
catching criminals,
Authority has been given.
and saving lives.
Use your mirrors!
For these elite high-speed units, every second counts. They are Rapid Response. Coming up, armed cops tackle a machete-wielding man.
Stand still! Stand still! Lie down on the floor now!
Police choppers scrambled in a high-speed pursuit.
Yeah, all units, I must remind you, he did try and ram me off the road. I think he's willing to do anything.
And a suspected drugged driver stashes something nasty in his car.
What is that in here?
Oh, you dirty Wales, and a rapid response team is responding to a 999 call. There's been an incident on a quiet residential estate, but this is no ordinary disturbance.
The guy involved is well known to the police, always in trouble for something or other. He's quite violent as well. He might come quietly, but as a rule he fights, but he'll come in whichever way.
A witness has reported that a row has broken out between two men and one of them has pulled out a machete.
I think there's quite a few cars here, to be honest with you. 5 police vehicles and probably about 10 officers.
But that's not all. Officers from the Elite Armed Response Unit are kitting up.
What's going on?
It's basically a report that the person's fighting, there's possibly machetes involved, so...
But before they make their move, the armed officers have to gain every piece of information they can about the suspect.
Yeah, that's received. We do really need to clarify whether that is his own flat.
Armed and ready, the elite unit moves quickly to the scene. And within seconds, they've cornered the man.
Stand still! Stand still! Lie down on the floor now! Do it now!
Taking no chances with the suspect, he's put to the ground at gunpoint.
Straight down on the floor now!
Suddenly, the man's friends decide to kick off. A specialist dog team is sent in to help control the situation.
The firearms officers have challenged the gentleman and have him under control now. Got him handcuffed. So we're just going to come down because there's a number of people coming out of the premises now nearby.
It's a potential powder keg and could turn nasty. Getting the man into the van as fast as they can might defuse the situation. But still, the neighbours are having a go at each other.
What are you trying to say, bitch? If he goes to prison, I tell him. I fucking tell him. Tell him what? You fucking say what? He wasn't the one that brought a knife in the fucking house. Should have had a knife in the street, you fucking.
Apart from trying to calm tempers down, PC Simon Butler also has to find out what sparked it all off.
Did you actually see the knife whatever he had?
It's a big machete.
Yeah,
it was huge.
Yeah.
It was a machete.
There was kids stood behind him.
Yeah.
There was
My
two
kid
little
was out,
kids.
his kid was out, there was kids on bikes.
It's disgusting.
She's actually a proper machete, but quite a
rusty
one.
I seen a man who fell this far away from me. He pulled out on me though.
Yeah. Were you out here when it was
No,
all
I
going
was
on?
upstairs with my little boy, and
Yeah.
the only thing I was shouting out was to stop it because there was kids out in the street.
So you could see it from the
I don't
windows.
care if anything else happens, do you know what I mean? But there was kids stood right behind him, like.
Yeah. So you saw it from the window.
While PC Butler tries to unravel the story, a weapon has been found.
We've recovered the weapon. It was concealed in the tumble dryer in the kitchen. Matches the description the witness has given us. The subject is in custody as well. He was arrested for a fray, which is a public order offence covering basically threat of violence in relation to waving a machete around in the street.
In Wales, there are over 1,000 armed response calls every year. With each of those incidents, there is a valid reason for them to be called out.
Nowadays, when weapons are involved, we do tend to use our armed response unit who are trained in various methods for dealing with it. They're able to deal with the situation safely, hopefully without any injury to any members of the public or suspects or police officers as well. So it's a successful job.
Out on patrol, the rapid response cop, PC Grant Limebeer, comes across a car which has smashed into a tree.
There's an ambulance on the way, like
right.
there, ambulance.
Do you need an ambulance? Come and check over.
The driver doesn't seem to want to answer the officer's questions.
Do you live nearby?
Despite a passerby trying to help, the woman thinks she knows PC Limebeer.
These people have been rotten. I've never met you before.
Have you not?
No.
Well, you get out of my life then. All I've done is bump my car.
Right, so you bumped your car, I can smell alcohol in your breath. I'm now asking you to provide me a specimen of your breath, okay? Look, you haven't got a choice, okay? What time do you have your last alcoholic drink?
Last night.
Last night.
With well over 500,000 drink-related police stops a year in the UK, most are cut-and-dried incidents, but this one is becoming more complicated.
Were you on your own in a car? Am I looking for any passengers that may be injured?
The woman's beginning to test the officer's patience.
Please answer me yes or no to that. Any passengers I need to be looking for?
I don't want to talk to you. You're a pig.
Well, if there are passengers injured I should be looking for, I think that's attitude which is beyond me, okay?
You've lost your hair, haven't you?
Can you tell me your age, please?
The woman won't give her age.
You confirm for me you're female?
She won't even confirm she's female.
I guess you are then.
And she refuses to take the breathalyzer test.
Please blow into it until I tell her stop.
I refuse.
You want to refuse to provide? I'm asking you once more, please blow into my device. I need a specimen of your breath. If you fail to provide or refuse, I can arrest you anyway.
Oh, you have to do that anyway.
Despite all of PC Linebeer's best efforts, this woman seems intent on getting herself nicked.
I can say or do to make you blow into this machine.
No.
I'll persuade you.
Obnoxious.
I'm not obnoxious. You're required by law, you've had a road traffic collision, I can smell alcohol on your breath, and I believe you are the driver.
Yeah.
Sorry?
You're a liar.
I'm a liar, am I?
Finally, he's had enough. PC Linebeer has no alternative but to arrest her.
You under arrest then, okay? Because you failed to provide a sample of your breath at the roadside when required to do so by myself. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention, when questioned, something which you later rely in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence. Do you understand? Nod if you do. Do you understand?
She still won't even acknowledge that she's been arrested.
Keys to the car then, please.
More than that, she's refused to answer all of this police officer's questions. So concerned is PC Linebeer about her behaviour, an ambulance has been called to check her out.
Let's have a chat, come on.
The paramedics can find no signs of physical injury. But PC Linebeer is convinced that this woman is well over the limit and has got to get her back to the station to be tested for drink driving. But having been so quiet at the roadside, this woman's about to get very loud and very leery. Coming up, how 21st century cops crack down on the criminals.
I can't obviously conclusively say, but probably heroin.
The 99-mile-an-hour speeder who doesn't think he's done anything wrong.
What's the speed limit on the motorway?
80.
Can I have another go?
And the suspected drink driver who really starts to kick off.
Hey! No, that's my right!
Yeah, could custody be informed, please?
PC Grant Linebeer of the Dyfed-Powys Rapid Response Unit has finally got the suspected drink driver en route to the police station. But she's still causing trouble and suddenly turns on our cameraman.
Hey! Behave. If that's damaged in any way, you are under arrest also further attempt criminal damage or criminal damage to the camera.
No, that's my right!
Listen,
I cannot.
nothing to do with you. There's no need of it, man.
But even after further warnings from PC Linebeer, she's still being uncooperative.
See that door over there? Head for that door, please.
No!
I've asked you to walk.
Film that way.
Oh, just walk in.
She now wants a cigarette before going into the charge room.
Here now. Come and sit down. You're not having a cigarette. Sit down or I'll put you in the cell.
Will you put me? Give me a cigarette.
Having tried everything else, the woman now turns on the tears. In the breathalyzer room, PC Linebeer is still trying to get the woman to be cooperative, and still she refuses to answer any questions.
Do you wish to answer any of those questions?
No, I'm not answering those questions.
Okay.
Every suspected drink driver has to provide a specimen of breath at a police station, but this woman doesn't think that the law applies to her.
Do you agree to provide 2 specimens of breath for analysis?
No.
Fine.
Because you're a bastard.
Because you're a bastard, okay.
Put that down.
I will. I shall find somebody to write it.
They've all had enough. She faces a possible heavy fine, a driving ban, or even a custodial sentence for failing to provide a breath test.
The likelihood is to be charged now with failing to provide a specimen. She's been placed in the cell for the time being until she sobers up at an appropriate time where she can be interviewed regarding the offence of driving whilst under the influence of alcohol.
There are over 34 million vehicles on the UK's roads, and most are being driven legally. But if they're not, the police will find them. From an out-of-date MOT, no insurance, or even a missed court appearance, nothing gets past these cops. They do this by using a neat piece of kit called the ANPR, the Automatic Number Plate Recognition System. In seconds, it electronically checks the police national computer, and if anything comes up, the car gets pulled.
Aside from the ANPR function, you've also got a mapping, a GPS system that shows us exactly where we are now. So if you do get a vehicle that fails to stop, for example today we're out of force, we can obviously relay that information to the control room, and then they can obviously send the appropriate resources.
But it's not just the police who are involved in this operation. Trading Standards, DVLA, HM Customs and Revenue and the UK Border Agency are all part of this sophisticated operation. A Wiltshire Rapid Response Unit has pulled a car for having an expired road tax disc. But while the driver and the car are being examined at the checkpoint, the simple crime of an expired tax disc has just gone up a notch.
What you've got here is you've got a routine stop check on this VW Golf. What's happened is the drug dog is passing the vehicle. It's shown an indication of interest in relation to drugs. So what we're going to do now is the occupants have been searched. We're going to put a drug dog through the vehicle and see whether we can actually locate any drugs within the vehicle.
The driver is immediately given a body search, but he's clean. So now it's Skip, the drug dog's turn to check out the car.
We'll have that.
And it's not long before he comes up with something.
I can't obviously conclusively say, but looking at the colour, I think we'd probably call that a wrap of certainly Class A, probably heroin. Lovely jubbly.
But there's more to come. Searching the car brings up further possible evidence of drug use.
Well, we've certainly got a drugs pipe, and there's the possibility that these are further wraps. And this one's already looking like it's got some burning on it, which would indicate that these have just been used for smoking heroin.
It's a top result, and the man is nicked.
This gentleman is obviously going to be arrested and taken to the local police station. Once we're happy that there are no other drugs in the vehicle, then it's going to be seized, and we've succeeded then in getting this vehicle off the road, which is what we're all about. Why should criminals use the road? They've just got no place on it at all.
In another part of the country, a rapid response team is patrolling a busy section of the M4 in an unmarked car. Suddenly, a car comes past on the outside lane at speed.
I've got a vehicle come past me in excess of 17, and I'm doing a check now. I've got a speed of around about 98, 99, which I just need to clarify what's to stop him, but with the calibrated speeder I've got, he's swerving about a bit, so he's obviously not quite paying attention. I need to stop to him in relation to the speed.
As the car swerves about in the fast lane, the driver doesn't know his every move is being filmed by the cops onboard camera.
It's also coming up on the onboard automatic number plate reader showing no keepers. I just need to find out if it's his vehicle, how long he's had it. So 98 miles an hour now, and he's staying, if anything, pulling away from me now.
PC Glenn Powell has seen enough. With over 2,000 injuries a year on the roads of Wiltshire, speeding is not tolerated by its police force. The man was unaware he was being followed by an unmarked car, and he's also unaware of the speed limit.
I stopped it for reasonable speed. What's the speed limit on the motorway?
Sorry?
What is the speed limit on the motorway?
80.
80? Gonna have another go?
Maybe I think some roads are more than 80. 90. 70.
Oh yeah. The motorway is speed 70.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think I just drive over.
And that's why I stopped you. Have you got a UK driving licence?
Yeah, I got, but I didn't take it out.
But you've got a UK one, yeah?
Yeah.
So you've...
No, I use international.
Okay, no problem. How long have you lived in the UK?
1 year.
Okay, because it's only valid for 1 year.
Yeah, I know. So I want to change it.
Okay, let's come back to the car then.
What started out as a speeding stop is just about to turn into something even more serious.
Shows here then your provisional licence holder.
Yeah.
So why are you driving a car today? Is she her full licence holder?
No.
Okay.
I just have a travel to see my friend.
Okay, but you're not supposed to drive a car on a provisional licence, are you? Unless you have L plates or someone with you who has a full licence. Do you understand?
Yeah, he got the Chinese driver license.
Who, your friend?
Yeah.
Okay, but not this friend?
She got it.
But she must hold a full UK driving licence to be with you when you're driving in the UK.
Yeah, no, when I get this, some people sit here more than 2 years UK driver license.
Okay, because at the moment you can't drive this vehicle in the UK on your own because you've got to either have L plates or someone with a full UK driving licence, and you haven't, have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Without a full driving licence, the officer has no alternative. He's got to stop the man from driving any further.
Now, in relation to that, what I've got the power to do and what I'm going to do is to seize your car because you cannot drive on a provisional licence on the motorway. You're not in accordance with your driving licence.
But with his car seized, the man and his passenger are not being left stranded on the motorway. PC Powell has made arrangements for them to be taken to the nearest exit. It's the end of this man's journey. With his car seized and awaiting a lift to the next exit, it's a result for Wiltshire's rapid response.
It's a problem which could, from where he thinks he's got a little bit of driving experience because he's travelled from Swansea to London a few times. The fact is that he's never passed his tests. If he passed his tests, he'd know the rules and regulations of the country, including the speed limit. And unfortunately, because of that means that he's been reported for exceeding the speed limit today at 99 miles an hour, which in itself could be a disqualification by the court. And his vehicle's been seized because he's driving a motor vehicle on a provisional licence.
Back on patrol, and a rapid response unit has pulled over another car. Although the vehicle has checked out as being road legal, there's something in the driver's manner that's worrying PC's Doug Downing and James Hine.
The driver's very nervous.
Yeah.
They decide to have a chat with the passenger.
Yeah. Okay. So it's fair to say from our conversation that you have previous convictions for drugs.
Yeah.
And every maybe 2 weeks you're still using heroin.
Sometimes it might be longer than that.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sort of stable.
And I'll be honest with you if you're honest with me. If we were to carry out, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But if we were to search the vehicle and yourself, are we going to find anything within the vehicle?
Nothing. No.
With the man's denial and the woman's nervousness, they decide to send in the drug dog. Meanwhile, the man and woman are taken away to be searched. And within minutes, the cops have found something suspicious.
He says he's got we've retrieved notes from his bum.
He
says it's heroin.
You got heroin from him?
Yeah.
Okay.
In a concealed space that he called out.
Okay.
This man's now under arrest, and both he and the woman are heading to the Nick.
It sort of highlights exactly what we're here to do. We're here to deny criminals use of the road, and we're here to target the right people. And our intelligence leads us to do that. We're not stopping people that have got taxed and insured vehicles. We're getting people in and they're getting arrested. So it really just goes to show we are targeting the right people, and these things are absolutely worthwhile. It's a spot-on job. It's a good job.
Coming up, the man who thought he could outrun a police helicopter.
Yeah, all units, I must remind you, he did try and ram me off the road. I think he's willing to do anything.
Cops find a car with an identity crisis.
Sonar system has been wiped. Go on, tell me the score.
And the lucky driver who walked away from this. Wiltshire Air Support Whiskey Hotel 99 has been scrambled. A car has been reported stolen and the thief is fleeing from police. The command centre is calling all available pursuit-trained units to join the chase. On the ground, traffic officer PCJ Clifton is at full throttle closing the gap on the runaway.
So we've had a vehicle stolen from a set of shops and it's made off from the police. We've currently got a vehicle behind it. We've got the helicopter in the air above the vehicle at the moment.
Yeah, QJ99, vehicle is parked behind slow-moving traffic.
Police have already tried to stop this vehicle with near deadly consequences.
Yeah, all units, I must remind you, he did try and ram me off the road. I think he's willing to do anything.
Yeah, QJ99, this male is driving extremely dangerously. Went to the offside on a roundabout, now on the offside of the road.
Road units are ordered to hang back. They don't want to pressure the driver into doing anything even more dangerous. One mistake at these speeds could cost the life of an innocent bystander.
Subject vehicle is pulled behind a Royal Mail van at this time. Again overtaken on solid white lines. In the face of oncoming traffic, narrowly avoiding an RTC. And continuing straight on at this time towards M4 junction.
The chopper flies low in front of the fugitive vehicle to let him know there's nowhere to run. This manoeuvre is known as a show, and it should tell this criminal that the game is up.
And for the log, we have done a show in front of the vehicle, still failing to stop line 9.
But he shows no sign of stopping yet.
Yeah, Whiskey Bravo 49, I'm heading westbound on the M4. I can go to 17 or 18, give me direction over.
On the motorway, PC Clifton is 20 miles from junction 18, travelling at well over a tonne.
Vehicle's heading towards junction 18 of the M4, which is, from our perspective, quite good. We're already on the M4, we can get down to junction 18.
Yeah, police unit booked.
As the stolen car gets stuck behind slow traffic, a pursuing rapid response unit closes right up behind him. But there's no opportunity to stop him, and he's off again. As the car approaches the M4, all pursuit vehicles brace themselves for a change of direction.
Now entering junction 18, 99. Yeah, currently in the offside lane at the entrance. Not one. Crossing the motorway, straight on the A46, 99.
The car is now heading towards the busy town of Stroud. If this rampaging driver isn't stopped soon, it could all end in tragedy. More units are travelling at breakneck speed to get ahead of the chase. PC Clifton has abandoned the M4 and is now rapidly closing in behind the lead car.
Tango X-ray 5, we're still northbound through Petit France now. The speed is 90 miles an hour.
20 We are continuing. We have approximately 20 minutes of fuel left, 99.
With the chopper running out of fuel and night closing in fast, this pursuit is reaching a critical phase. The chase has now been going on for over half an hour, covering 40 miles with more than 10 cop cars across 3 forces involved. With light failing, the chopper switches to its thermal imaging camera.
Winchester in, vehicle still continuing northbound, speed 70 miles an hour. Driving is erratic, exceeding the 40 limit.
PC Clifton is now less than a mile behind.
Just coming into a built-up area, approaching this set of red traffic lights, one vehicle stationary on the near side. The vehicle is straight through.
As the pursuit enters Stroud, the helicopter has only 10 minutes of fuel left.
From Tango X-ray 5, next roundabout, taking the second. Not too sure.
In the town centre, the lunatic driver careers down narrow streets.
30 miles an hour. We're now on a cobbled paved area, pedestrian area through the city centre.
Suddenly, the fleeing car thief makes a big mistake. He drives straight down a dead end.
Vehicle stop, subject vehicle stop, 99, stand by.
Officers are onto him before he can run.
QJ99, Avon and Somerset unit and officers with the driver. The driver's now been detained. Hands are on the roof of the vehicle, stand by.
PC Clifton arrives at the scene to find not only did the runaway go down a dead end, but it's a dead end right next to the local nick.
The police station's probably about 50 metres away, so they've been arrested and probably walked over to the police station. What a perfect place to stop.
Rapid response cop Adrian Giles is on night patrol, and it's not long before he spots some trouble. He instantly goes to onboard video.
Following a moped at the moment. We're doing 40 miles an hour. No crash, I'm on the bike at the back.
Immediately, PC Giles hits the lights. The driver decides to stop, his passenger decides to run.
Come here! Keys!
But the youth has got away. Left to face PC Giles on his own, the driver doesn't seem to know why he was stopped.
Take your helmet off.
Pardon?
Take your helmet off, please.
Sorry, mate.
Sorry? What are you sorry for? Are you sorry for speeding? Are you sorry for carrying a passenger with no crash helmet?
Speeding?
Yeah, speeding. What's the speed limit on it? What's the speed limit along that road?
About 30.
About 30. What is the speed limit on that road?
Oh, no.
We don't have about speed limits. We have accurate speed limits. What is the speed limit on that road? You're riding a bike, you should know the speed limit. What is the speed limit?
40.
It's 40, is it? Right, it's a built-up area, it's 30. Why were you doing 40?
I was doing 30.
Right, you were doing 40.
No.
All right? Why have you got a passenger on your bike with no crash helmet on?
Pardon?
Why did you have a passenger on your bike with no crash helmet on?
We were going to my mate's house and I thought it'd be just quicker way.
So that makes it legal because you're going to your mate's house, does it? Right. Do you want to put it on his stand, please?
I've got my documents.
Right, you better get him out now.
Although the youth doesn't seem to know speed limits or the law about crash helmets, the one piece of knowledge he does have, he refuses to give.
Who's your mate?
I'm not allowed.
You're not allowed to tell me?
It's my mate, isn't it? No, it's not.
Makes no difference to me.
But taking a vow of silence is not going to help this lad. The officer takes him to the patrol car and confronts him with the facts of life.
Right. In relation to your little escapade, doing your mate a favour is now going to cost you £60 and 3 points on your driving licence. Alternatively, you can elect to go to court. The choice is yours. You're going to take the fixed penalty, are you? Right. You certainly were in the wrong, and so was your friend who's done a runner. And I'm sure he'll pay half the fine for you, won't he? Yeah, he obviously won't, though, will he? Because he's probably not a real mate.
And doing his mate a favour is going to cause this driver even more problems with the law.
Have you ever heard of a Section 59 warning? Right, Section 59 warning is a warning that you can be given because of the manner of your riding. And if you commit a same or similar offence again, your bike gets taken away. All right? At this stage, I'm not going to. I work quite a lot. I will be looking for you now. So if you continue to ride the way you're riding then, and I will show you.
So if I'm just like riding through town?
If you're driving fine, I've got no problems with you whatsoever. If you're acting sensible, then fine, I've got no problems with people riding bikes. I ride bikes myself. But I expect people to ride them sensibly. I don't expect them to ride them like that.
With the price of friendship having gone through the roof, the lad is let on his way.
As a result of giving his mate a lift home and doing his mate a favour, he's now got 3 points on his driving licence and a £60 fine. Because if you ain't got it done up, his class has not. He's obviously been made aware of what the consequences of taking his people on the back of his bike. If he either fell off, passenger fell off the back, they hit something else. Passengers fall off, banged his head. Potential there for the passenger to die. The result of that, the rider could go to prison. And I think that's a few stern words of advice. I think that's sunk in. Hopefully he won't he'll make a better decision when someone asks him to give him a lift in the future.
In West Wales, rapid response cop Justin Williams is on patrol and a parked 4x4 has caught his attention.
Tax on this thing was out in 2008. Typical farmer's vehicle. Could I have one vehicle check, please?
But PC Williams' sixth sense is telling him that there's something not right about this vehicle, and a quick check with the PNC, the Police National Computer, confirms it.
It's on PNC, it's a white 4-track. I get a funny feeling it might be a vehicle that's on limited use, just to go from farm to farm and things. So that's why I get a funny feeling that's what it is.
And that funny feeling is about to pay dividends.
How are you doing? Have you got a more up-to-date tax than that one?
Yeah.
Is it on limited use?
Yes.
I thought it would be. And you're on red as well, is it?
The law regarding farmers' vehicles is long and complex. Put simply, a vehicle used exclusively for off-road farm work doesn't need an MOT. It can also use a cheaper fuel known as red diesel. But there's a problem with this farm vehicle. It's the wrong colour.
The sound system has been white. Have you sprayed it or...?
Oh, white Jeep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that then?
Well, I don't know why.
Go on, tell me the score.
The farmer admits that his white vehicle was scrapped and he changed its number plates to this green car.
So this vehicle isn't insured either, is it?
The farmer's not only changed plates between vehicles, he's changed insurance as well.
Yeah, but that's a completely different vehicle, this one, isn't it?
With possible offences stacking up, PC Williams has to call a colleague for clarification.
I've got an interesting one for you. I've got a vehicle on stop at the roadside at the moment. Now what this guy has done, he has swapped details from the white one onto the green one, and the white one has been scrapped. What's your stance on that?
So, facing charges for no road tax, no MOT, no insurance, and facing further questions from customs, the bad news just keeps coming for this farmer.
Right, I've just spoken to HM Customs and Revenue, okay? Obviously this vehicle is not on a limited use exemption. So what's going to happen now? The vehicle is going to be seized for two reasons. A, I haven't dipped the tank yet, but I assume it's going to be on red diesel. And the fact that this vehicle isn't insured either, okay? The driver of this vehicle has admitted that he's using red diesel in it. He does not have an exemption to do it on that vehicle. He's actually also changed registration plates up from a previous vehicle onto this one. So he is going to be arrested for fraud offences.
With his car confiscated, all he's left with are his belongings and his dog.
There's a good chance, had he applied to DVLA, well, they would have probably authorised the limited use exemption anyway. So yes, it could really have been avoided.
In mid-Wales, PC John Wiles of Dyfed Powys Rapid Response gets a call. There's been an RTC, a road traffic collision. The accident has happened on a rural road in the middle of the countryside, and PC Wiles has to get there fast.
One of the worst roads, I would say, in our area. There's a lot of nasty bends on it. You can see the double white lines and a number of bends.
As with any accident, it's vital that the police get to the scene as fast as possible, and these rapid response cops are the best in the business. Using all his years of training and experience, PC Wiles pushes his car to the limit as he negotiates the treacherous country lanes. The ambulance is already on the scene, and not yet knowing the seriousness of the accident, PC Wiles puts up hazard signs to warn other drivers. It appears that this Audi is the only car involved in the accident. Amazingly, someone has walked away from this and is almost unscathed. Other emergency services arrive on the scene and swing into action like a well-oiled machine. The fire service's first task is to stabilise the car so that it's safe to work on.
The preservation of evidence is paramount, but obviously safety of colleagues at the scene of the fire, at the scenes of collisions, from the fire service, the police, the paramedic, that comes first. And basically what they're doing is just stabilising the car where it is to ensure it doesn't fall on anyone. We've arranged recovery now, which will obviously attend, and they'll take all that kit back off, and then it'll be handed over to the recovery agent then to get it recovered and sorted, basically. So we'll get this traffic on the move as quick as we can now.
Crash investigators are trying to determine how the car came to be on its side. But time is against them. They have to get the road clear, or the traffic will back up for miles. The driver of this car was lucky to escape with only minor injuries, a fact that's not lost on the police.
Obviously, as you can see here now, fire have stabilised the car. The recovery agents have arrived now to clear the road up as fast as we can. The fire crew have just assisted in righting it, and what will happen now will simply get loaded up and taken away back to the security yard back in Crickhowell. Could have been potentially quite nasty, but luckily minor injury, so it's always a good result, really.
Coming up, please question a man with an unusual hobby.
He's taking photographs of the trucks.
Right.
It's horrible, isn't it?
And please find something nasty in this car.
What is that in here?
Oh, you dirty Oh.
In Wiltshire, someone's dialed 999 about a man acting suspiciously on a bridge over the motorway.
There's a report of a male on one of the overbridges over the other side of the barrier looking distressed. So obviously what our fear is, he jumps onto the motorway and gets hit by a car. It's either serious injuries or a fatality.
Rapid response cop Andy Stanley is concerned the man might be about to harm himself. Pushing his response car to the limit along the busy motorway, PC Stanley checks out all the bridges in the area. But the man's nowhere to be found. PC Stanley widens the search along side roads overlooking the motorway.
There's your man.
Finally, he finds the man in a lay-by.
Hello, sir.
All right.
How are you? The reason why we're here, we've had a report of a gentleman, matching your description, on the overbridge, sitting on the railings, not looking very happy. But
I wasn't going to jump, if that's what you mean.
That was what I was inferred by the caller.
Doing that.
It turns out that the man's not going to end it all. It's just that he has an unusual hobby.
He's taking photographs of the trucks.
Right. Motorists using the motorway think, oh, there's a person. And they instinctively think, why is he there? Because not many people sort of stand on overbridges, right, other than they're not very happy.
Well, I'm just taking some photographs of the HGVs, really. That's all, really.
Oh, mate, no problem. Okay, take care.
Content that the man is not going to become yet another statistic, PC Stanley lets the enthusiast get back to his hobby.
Turn around, face there. Stand still. Where are you from? I've been reported. Have you been drinking? No,
It's the dead of night, and PC Owen Dillon and Sergeant Di Howells of the Dyfed Powys Rapid Response Team have stopped a man for suspected drink driving.
He sounds a bit pissed.
The officers are convinced he's been drinking, so he's cuffed.
Stay with my colleague while I'm just going to have a quick look in the car, all right?
Yeah, okay.
It's clear something's not quite right when he's asked for his date of birth.
Got that. What's your date of birth?
84, 83 and 25. 84, 83.
Slow down now. Give us that again.
I'm panicking now because I'm body. Don't panic now, right? Okay? 84, 84.
You're going to laugh, he's not sure of his date of birth. Just believe it's in 84. If it's not 84, then apparently it's 83.
My girlfriend just woke me up and checked me out.
When did she check out?
She just found out I've been seeing the other girls as well. I've been seeing 2 girls behind the side. She woke me out.
With his patience wearing thin, PC Dillon tries once more to find out his date of birth.
Right, just slowly give me your date of birth. Think about it.
1984 or 1983. I used to get those two mixed up, the two end runs all the time, officer.
Oh, we're banging right against the wall. It's either 83 or 84.
The officer comes up with a novel solution for the man so that he'll never forget.
You know what you need to have tattooed? It's your date of birth. I'll let you know it.
Is that on there?
No, but you need to get it tattooed on you, right? So you remember then.
It's only the last word to forget, officer.
Don't put it on your neck now, because you'll be turning around all night.
But if his girlfriend doesn't want him, the Gwent Police Force does.
The car's been involved in a failed to stop accident about 4 or 5 days ago, and the Gwent Police have been trying to get hold of him to speak to him about the accident, and they're going to deal with that now.
As Gwent Police arrive, they decide to breathalyse the man.
Whose car is it? It was my nan's. Look, I found her dead. I went away.
While the breath test is going on, the other officers search the man's car and they soon come up with something.
Cannabis. That's dirty smelly, isn't it?
It's horrible, isn't it?
But if they thought that was bad, they soon find something worse.
What is that in here?
Oh, you dirty What is it? It's rotten pizzas. Oh, very old. Are they still moving?
And the man has a reason why they're in the back of his car.
What are you saving the old pizzas for?
Oh, my dog.
You give those to your dog?
My bulldog.
Feeding your dog mouldy pizza isn't illegal, but possession of cannabis, however, is.
Some cannabis in a pocket on the back seat. Pizzas for his dog.
The man has passed the breath test. It's come up negative. But still unsure that he's capable of driving, the officers decide to do a test to see if he's under the influence of drugs. Known as the Romberg test, the man has to close his eyes and count to 30. But for this man, time just rushes by.
I thought I'd done 30. 17. Gelled it, I thought it was 30.
Next up, walk a straight line taking pigeon steps. Sounds easy, but not for him. Finally, stand on one leg and count out loud.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry about I'm back in.
Stay right down the side.
The police are not convinced, and neither is the man. He'll be going back to the station for further questioning. Coming up on Britcop's Rapid Response, the all-new police action series. We're on board with the fastest cops in Britain. The elite squads fighting frontline crime.
Get out!
At breakneck speeds. We're with them as they pursue dangerous criminals, lunatic drivers,
You got 110.
and drunks on the road.
Have you been drinking?
And we watch them come down hard on violence and mayhem. Our cameras capture the action while these cops catch the criminals.